Over the last year, we've heard a lot about so-called ballot harvesting. It is one of the things that Republicans have accused Democrats of doing up and down, left and right, since before the 2020 election, saying Democrats are illegally out there harvesting these ballots for people, submitting them, sometimes maybe even filling them out for these individuals. And that's illegal. And if it's not, we're going to pass laws to make it illegal to stop those darn Democrats from doing it. But like so many other things with Republicans, especially voter fraud, it's all projection. Because this week, 2 Republican operatives in the state of Pennsylvania have been fired for allegedly being involved in a massive ballot harvesting scheme. The 2 individuals are Seamus O'Donnell and C.J. Parker, both of whom have been affiliated with the Republican Registration Coalition, the political action committee behind the South Philadelphia mail ballot operation, according to 4 party sources familiar with the matter. This is from Penn Live. This is how the scheme worked. Dozens of Republican mail ballots for the May 17 primary were being diverted to a P.O. box registered to the Republican Registration Coalition. The committee's chairman, Billy Lanzalotti, a one-time Republican ward leader in Philadelphia, said he'd helped voters fill out their ballot applications, inserting his P.O. box on the form where voters would typically write their home addresses. Many of the affected voters said they did not remember applying to vote by mail and had no idea why their ballots were going to Lanzalotti instead of directly to them. One said Lanzalotti had delivered his ballot back to the city once it had been filled out, which violated state law. And Lanzalotti, by the way, was actually voted out as a Republican leader this past weekend. Then those other 2 men I mentioned, who were also allegedly a part of this scheme, were fired this week. It's always projection, right? This is literally the same kind of scheme that Republicans have been whining for a year and a half that Democrats are allegedly doing, only for them to turn around and realize, oops, it was our own party doing it the whole time. Dinesh D'Souza still has a new film out, 2,000 Mules, that alleges Democrats engaging in all of this ballot harvesting. I'm having to start to wonder now if he's going to add a special end credit scene where it turns out the big twist was that it was the Republicans doing it the whole time. And here's the kicker, folks. Even after this scheme in Pennsylvania was revealed, do you know what the Republicans in Pennsylvania did? They came out and said, well, this is just proof that we need to crack down on the Democrats and their ballot harvesting. Let me read this. That didn't stop Republicans from seeking to weaponize the situation Tuesday in their ongoing efforts to cast doubt on the security of voting by mail. So Republicans in Pennsylvania, knowing what their own party is doing, are now looking at that and holding it up as the shining example and saying, see, this is why you can't trust vote by mail. No, that's why we can't trust Republicans. Vote by mail is secure. It's your party that's so corrupt that you are casting doubt on the entire system. You did this to yourselves. You can't use that as justification, say, see, well, the whole thing's corrupt. No, you're corrupt to the core. Voting by mail is safe when done properly, when you don't have your little Republican operatives out there trying to game the system and possibly breaking the law in order to do it. You did exactly what you have been accusing Democrats of doing for 18 months. And I hope everyone involved in this goes down. And I hope the media pays more attention to this. And I hope they point out the hypocrisy that everything Republicans have accused Democrats of doing with regard to any kind of voter fraud was all actually carried out by the Republican Party itself.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.